Hello everyone, my name is Loco and welcome back to Lowkopia. Today we're gonna continue building our magnificent city. Now as always I will be playing for about an hour, but I'm gonna edit out all of the boring parts so you don't need to sit through the progress at all. Now recently I got a comment by someone, and actually it had a lot of likes as well and a lot of upvotes, asking if I could show the entire map. So that's actually what we're gonna start off with for today. Because obviously to me, you know, since I'm playing it, it's pretty obvious where everything is located. But if I'm editing everything out, it's pretty difficult to keep track of what's happening. So this is where it all started out, the Lokopian Hills right here. We did quite a bunch of building, and we basically refreshed this entire zone a couple of episodes back. And apparently, one of you actually mentioned that one of these roads is not actually connected, which is one of the main reasons. Or at least, like, I got a comment saying that. There we go. That we actually need to connect these roads to the actual main road, because else people won't be able to start living here. It's a very smart comment by someone. I didn't actually realize that myself. But then over here we got the Lokopian skyline, which honestly isn't very much more of a skyline anymore. We may have to change that at some point. Then when we go up a little bit more, we have the Lokopian square, and this is what we've been focusing on a lot recently. We up this entire area to something where people can actually, you know, move in a lot more efficiently. And on top of that, there's this middle patch right here that we build on as well. We may actually have to refresh this area on the side here at some point as well, if it turns out to be necessary. Then over here we got the massive intersection with the foresting area that we built a couple of episodes back. Very, very beautiful here. Kind of an expensive zone to all set up, but it looks great. It works very well. And then the same actually goes for the farmers district. So we have two different kind of farmers district. This is sort of like the expensive zone where people have a couple more benefits from living there. And then we obviously also have this little area right now. Then we have the Lokopian circles, which functions reasonably well, but not really as good as I would honestly like it to see. I mean, yeah, it's just not great. It's just not great. But we can maybe make that one work a little bit later. And then from this one, you go down to the high-tech neighborhood that we saw, I think it was 2 episodes back. I'm not completely sure. This one looks alright. Actually, we got some extra graphic settings enabled right now. Turns out the shadow of the mountain right there makes it a little bit differently. And that's right next to the fountain. At which point, we also come across the disabled airport and a disabled transport tower, which I will have to enable at some point again when we're making plenty of money. But as of right now, we don't really have very much of it. And then all the way over here in the bottom right corner, or I guess, well, depending on where you're located, we have the mining operation. And the mining operation doesn't function at all. Just doesn't work. It just does not work. We need to figure out what we're gonna do with this area. I'm thinking of making like one massive area up there where people can actually stay. And then maybe like have some or actually like one massive area over here with the actual mining operation, and down here we're gonna have some more housing so people don't get sick. But one thing that all of you pretty much collectively decided that I should really work on is my my water consumption. I didn't actually realize that these things don't actually clean the water completely. They basically just, you know, make it a little bit better. And while it is okay right now, we may have to like find a permanent solution for this at some point later on. So yeah, that is basically what we got so far. Nothing too exciting. Very, very small actually compared to some other cities that I've seen people build on the YouTubes. But definitely functional, definitely working quite well. And definitely the most beautiful city that I've built so far in City Skylines. And I'm really having a blast continuing working on this one. Now recently they actually added in tunnels into the game as well, and I've not made a single tunnel yet, but I thought this would be a pretty cool location to try out one of these tunnel things, although I don't know how to actually make them work. But I guess we'll just select a 2-lane road and try and get one to the other side, just like that. Now I'm thinking we can just hit the page down button, which will actually make it go down. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Alright, so this is kind of awkward, but it will actually go into the ground, I suppose. So let's make it. Can we make it right through the middle there? Well, we can, obviously, if it's underground. Alright. So we can make this one go down. Oh, this is really strange, but really kind of cool as well. Oh, this is actually underground, but it's really difficult to control. Okay. So, hold on. Do people actually go down there right now as well? Please turn left, sir. You. Mr. Truck. Turn left. Oh, man, nobody wants to go there yet. But apparently it can go underground right now and come out on the other end. Sweet. Cool little addition. I've actually also noticed that they added in these, once you're underground. Actually, I don't know if you can see it right this, but if I go underground, you can see right there the metro and whatnot. Which is kind of cool as well, because in the past we didn't really know that those were running at all. Now anyways, before we continue onwards, I think it's gonna be good for us to get that income up a little bit more, so at some point we can actually enable this again. This will cost us about 5,000 a week, and if we, you know, if we would enable it right now, it would cost us quite a bunch. But I'm thinking of making a new zone over here, because there's a massive need for residential zone, and in probably the next episode we will fix the mining operations. If you have any great ideas for that, let me know in the comment section of this video, because I'm sure there's people out there that know way more about that. Now I don't want to go all the way to the beach. We can do something cool with the beach specifically, but I'm thinking of just making a nice big residential zone right here. Maybe actually make it. Well, no. We're gonna make this lower residency as well. Maybe actually a little bit similar to this one, but a bunch more populated. So I guess we may as well just get building. Okay, so the first thing I did was actually put out these like roads, make them a little bit longer. I don't actually like this too much because there's going to be some massive intersections, although it seems to be working alright. I would like to have it a little bit differently, but I'm making a bit of a skeleton, I guess you can say. So we have a nice little setup where we have like a similar idea as we got going on over there, but maybe a little bit more like of a builded area. So not like, you know, as beautiful and as like wide open, but a bunch more zoned in residential zones. So this is gonna be like the less expensive version of what is going on over there. So I'm really just putting down the skeleton right now. I'm just putting random 2-lane roads, or like yeah, 2-lane roads right there. That look cool. Now the funny thing about making zones in this game is that it pretty much always looks better if you have it less perfect. So while you can use this grid right here, or like the guidelines, I suppose, it usually looks better if you just sort of skip it a little bit. So as you can see, like there's a bit of a mess up right there, but I actually really like that. I think it will look better in the end if you make more of those kind of things. And actually, I'm just gonna delete a bunch here as well, just because we can. And now that we got tunnels anyway, we may as well make use of them right there. I got one tunnel going down there and one tunnel going down there. Now I do want to have these patches with trees that we made over there as well. And obviously I do need to add these dirt roads as well at some point. But now I'm not completely sure if I like the look of these tunnels too much, but it does look kind of cool. I mean, there's some nice ideas that you can obviously make out of this. For example, we could like add a patch of trees in the middle of this area right here, and obviously the cars would be forced to go around it. But it's interesting. It's interesting. There we go. It's a little bit tricky to put these things down, but oh, that's a lot nicer. I mean, I don't mind it if they're like that. Cool. Oh god, I may be getting a little bit carried away with these tunnels. This one right there is connected to that one. It's not gonna be very functional, but I actually want to see how it looks if you get tunnels literally everywhere. Oh wow, you can actually connect these different things like underground as well. So like these tunnels are intersected together. Wow, you can actually intersect all of them like that. Wait, can we? No, those are actually at a different level. That's actually really cool though, because that means you have all kinds of different options that could really make it a lot more interesting. We could even connect it to the other neighborhood that is located over there. You know what we can do? We can just tunnel underneath the motorway. We can just like tunnel all the way to the other side and make like a similar neighborhood over here. Would that work? I think it would. If you like lower it right there. I don't know how low it needs to go. I think it doesn't actually need to go very low at all. I think we just can make it like a single one down, just like that. And then move it under. And then back up. Does that work? That does work. Oh my god, this is gonna look so weird. There we go. So now we got two of them connected to the other side right there. That is gonna look so awkward when it's done, but I think it will look so cool. I wonder if we can make one that connects from over here to like over there. So you're wondering where it actually is heading. We can try and make it work. There we go, one down. Go all the way under. Make sure it's a little bit close. Oh, come on. Oh, it should be able to. Oh, shit. We actually need to remove this little bit, then. I can just move it forward. And now it's actually gonna be stuck, dang it. There we go, did it! Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm actually thinking of moving this one in the middle over a little bit. And putting it on the other end. I'm kind of tempted, actually, to not, like, connect this to the motorway at all. But just let people come in from the other side. So it seems like it's just out in the open. I mean, I was planning on making, like, an exit right here from the motorway onto this little area thing. But it would look cooler if it's just, like... If it's just like that. Should we try that? We can give it a try at the very least. Just like make a connection from like this end all the way to the other end. So that's one connected right there. And then we want to have another one connecting right over here somewhere. So this one was a little bit trickier, but it's connecting from over there to over there. We had to find like a little place where we could make it work. But there's like a little zigzaggy line underground right there. This is looking insane. Alright, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger though. Alright, so I think that will do. Now I was gonna add these paths in here as well, but I think I'm gonna want to see what it looks like without it at first. Next thing to do though is gonna be a lot of clicking because we're gonna need to add on trees once again. Alright, so there we go. I don't want to go overboard with the trees. I did add quite a lot though. I did add quite a lot, and ideally actually we have to remove some of those things as well. Ah, man. Oh, there we go. I deleted a bunch of the trees that were hanging around as well. Not all of them, though, but I'm so curious how this will actually look. It's time to start zoning in the electricity and all that sort of stuff. Now, sadly, there's no way to make the electricity go underground, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But I think if we just, like, bring one power line from somewhere over here to, like, the other side, it shouldn't look that awful. It would be cool if we could just leave it completely disconnected, but... I think this will do. And the funny thing is we also need to create some bus lines going over there. I think if we just put a bus stop right there, it will automatically go underground as well. I don't know if it will be displayed, but I mean, it wouldn't make sense. Yeah, it is actually going under. That is so funny. Alright, we're gonna just add a whole bunch of bus stops in here as well, just so people can get around. No real reason not to. And the last thing that we need to add are parks. Now I'm thinking of going mainly with something like this. Something like this would be good. There we go. That's one. You can add another one over here. And then two over in this little area as well. Looks like we're all good. We got electricity. We got schools. We got pretty much everything that people would want. Now it's just time to start zoning in. Now I'm going to start zoning in over here because the electricity is located over in this area first. We're going to go with lower residential. And, well, I guess it's time to start brushing in some residential zones. I want to have this one a little bit more crowded than the other one. Not completely filled in either, because that would just look awful. But at least have, like, a little bit more than, well, I guess the neighbors have. There we go. That should do. And I guess we add some office space to this zone as well, because then people can actually go, and work and stay over here as well. I think that would probably be our best bet. Okay, now it's time to start zoning in this area as well. Putting on mostly residential. Because in the end, that's really what will make us some income. Actually, I forgot to add electricity lines to this side. Guess we'll pull some in from the left here. Okay, I guess it's now just a matter of zoning in this area as well. I'm not completely sure what we're gonna call it yet, but I'm gonna be zoning in pretty much everything that is relevant to this area. But then obviously I also want to be having the other side in here. I mean, I can't have those as two separate zones, obviously. They're practically the same thing, they're just not connected on the outside. It's kind of cool. Actually, we'll just make it like this. And we'll call them the Lokopian tunnels. Actually, we gotta obviously make sure we capitalize that T. Is there any policies that are really important? I don't think there's anything in particular that is super important for this area. If you add a smoking ban, it's not gonna add the smoking ban everywhere, right? I'm always a little bit hesitant about that. No, it doesn't. Alright. So, what kind of policies would we like to add to this area? Parks and recreations. You guys can smoke weed. Power usage and water usage. And recycling. There we go. You guys get a whole bunch of free stuff. Don't know if it's gonna be too expensive for me to afford, but for now, I mean, this will work beautifully. I don't think people can complain. I put these incineration plants a bit of a distance. So right now, you know, people can actually go here and we may actually have to add like a garbage site as well. So it's not like too close to the living area, so people shouldn't get sick. It's actually one of the problems that I have in the other parts of my city. But this should work. This should work beautifully right now. And there we have it, guys. The Lokopian tunnels. It is now going to be a thing. It looks really, really cool. I kind of like the fact that it's not connected anywhere, but people are still able to move in. I hope you guys did enjoy this video as well. If you have any great suggestions for the city, obviously let me know by hitting up with a comment in the comment section of this video. And other than that, I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. And I'll see you in the next one.